What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be replacing one of my headlight bulbs in my R32 GTR. I noticed it went out the other day, and I went ahead and ordered all the headlight bulbs, even just a set for all of them, just in case if any other ones go out, I can just go ahead and replace them. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So here are all of the headlight bulbs for the R32 GTR, and a quick note: there is a difference between the early generation and the later generation model headlights. The older generation, this silver ring around actually expands the entire way out, and that's an early model headlight. And basically, I have ordered all of them to show you guys what is the code for the bulbs and where to get them. So if you go to Boost Factory, they have all of the headlight bulbs that you need for your R32 GTR for the early model and late model, and they have the N1 style bulbs as well. For the late model, early model, and the N1, they all have the same corner lights, but for the high beams, both the late and early models have the H3 bulb for the high beams, and then the low beams are a little bit different. The low beams on the early model are the H3C, and it's this bulb here. And then on the later model, they have the H1 headlight bulb.
So I took some screenshots off Boost Factory, and you can see I have the early model, late model, and N1 style, and what kind of headlight bulbs I use.
So as you guys can see, I do have my lights on, but this one here isn't working at all. And you know what's funny? I must have a loose connection or something, because if I hit this, that light turns on there. So I'm going to have to go ahead, replace the bulbs and get these replaced. And I have the brights on right now, so I know for sure the high beam on that right light there needs to be replaced. And then I'm going to go just to your normal light to show you guys what that looks like. So then there is your normal lights. There's your low beam there. So it looks like my high and low beam needs to be replaced in this light right here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. All right, so just for a little clarification, this is going to be your low beam, this is going to be the high beam, this is your side marker, and then this one's going to be your corner light here. So if you want to go ahead, rewind the video, you guys can see the codes that I was saying for the light bulbs. So the low beam and high beam have these twist off pieces here. This one was pretty loose. You want to go ahead and just take that off there. Same with this one. You can actually sneak your hand in there and get it. Go ahead and pop that out. And then there's going to be this little sleeve here. You can pull that back as well. All right, so I pulled the sleeve off, and actually this connector just comes right off. It just slid right off. So there you go. There's the bulb right there for the low beam side.
All right, so if you see in here, there's that little tab that's on the right side. What you want to do is kind of push in and lift that up. And once you pull it to the left a little bit, that headlight bulb becomes loose, and then you can go ahead and pull it out. Sorry, I didn't really record that part very well, but just explaining that, it's pretty easy. It just pulls right out.
So this was the old light that I just pulled out from the low beam side. And with what it looks like is I have the H3C bulb that needs to go in there. So I'm going to go ahead, unpack this, re-put that in there, re-hook it up, and plug it in and make sure it works. So I got the light in, and then you guys can see this little tab right here, this metal one right here. It actually shows you how the light slides in. And if we go over to the old one here, you can see the tab. Focus. You could see that little tab on the top. That shows you which way the light goes. This one has like a rounded edge that goes on the bottom there. So just so you guys know. All right, so next is the side marker, and if you guys look closely here, so this connector is pretty bad. That's probably why I had to hit it for it to turn on. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, but basically this guy goes and fits in here, and you can actually see it right in there. So you want to do is take this connector off, and then all you got to do here, twist to the left and pull out. And there is the side marker bulb, and if you look to that light, does not look great either. So I'm going to go ahead and replace this guy real quick and throw it in. So then, yeah, these are the side marker ones here. All right, so I was able to get the high beam light out, but that one was a little bit more of a pain just because I have this kind of just guard for air for the radiator. But you were able to get down in here, and I'll kind of show you guys. It will be hard to see, but kind of the same style as the other one. There is only one connector I had to take off here that is mounted on that tab right there. You guys can see way down there, and there is this little holder as well, so that goes in. So when you take it out, you actually have to lift in and straight up. Then you'll be able to kind of lift that and go out from the side. So I'm gonna go ahead, take this bulb out, go get a new one, and pop it back in. So like I thought, this is the high beam, and it's the H3 light bulb. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this connector back in. It goes, I know this one goes in that yellow tab that I have with that kind of that heat shrink there. And then this guy goes back into the housing itself. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I just tried it and it did not turn on. And I did a little bit of research, and it turns out that some of these Skylines, the headlight switch on the actual dash goes out sometimes. And I've seen videos where people turn on and only one light turns on, the other one doesn't turn on, because I have a power supply here, a 12-volt power supply, and I tested out the bulb itself, and the bulbs work. So it's definitely a connection. I did a bunch of measuring off camera, and it's not getting what it needs. So it's leading me back to the switch, and I'll show you guys what it looks like here in a minute. And I actually ordered the switch, so I will be doing that here soon. So I guess in these Skylines, the actual switch itself up here likes to go out. And when it goes out, it only switches on one of the headlights. So I have this flipped on, and I have the brights on right now. And you could see, if I come up here, my right headlight is on for the high beams. The left one is off. And if I do the same thing, except take the high beams off and just have the low beams, I'm gonna flip that back, come up here again. And keep in mind, I have everything connected right now, and it should work. So there's my low beams, and this one is not on. So, like I said, I got that switch ordered, and I will be replacing it here in a little bit. So yeah, I guess that kind of sucks. We didn't get all the headlight bulbs replaced in this video and got it working, but at least I was able to show you guys how to replace your bulbs if they do go out. And if you have that issue, it's gonna be that stupid switch. So like I said, I will be replacing that here pretty soon. But please like and subscribe and comment down below if you guys have any other ideas you want me to do in the future. And I will see you guys in the next one.